Alright, yo, what's up? My name's Petrowski, and right away, I want to let you guys know it's going to be hard for me to maintain my laughter for this video. First things first, I want to say that I was so wrong about Ambipom. Now, this is a post-commentary over a PvP game I did late at night where I was absolutely dying, laughing my butt off about how broken Ambipom is. So here we go. We lead this game. I lead into Ambipom versus Ambipom. I just got this Ambipom as a PvP reward. This is my first time ever playing Ambipom. I go for the fake out. My opponent goes for the counter switch into Golem, which is super fair. This is a really good switch. Kind of rocky or like ground type Pokemon that can like resist normal type moves like Golem or Steelix are fantastic answers to Ambipom. But then I can freely, so I fake out him for 15% damage. They don't run leftovers. I ended up doing 35% damage out of just pure chip, being able to U-turn out and now switch into a safe switch. Like, that alone against a Pokemon that is supposed to, quote-unquote hard counter me is already insane. But that's just, the start of this game. I can't believe how incorrect I was about Ambipom. I had very little experience with it. And just on paper to me, it seemed very weak when it got moved down from UU into NU. But boy, did I not realize the power of Stab, Technician, Fake Out. It is insane. Stab, Technician, Siltstarf, Fake Out. So here I go into my Venusaur, and I can either throw up a Giga Drain, throw up a Sludge Bomb based on a switch. I believe I go for a Sleep Powder here. It's like a super safe play because I'm expecting him to switch, and basically whatever he brings in can get Sleep Powdered unless he brings in Lilligant, which he should never bring in Lilligant, because it would have a bad matchup against us, and I could just go ahead and Sludge Bomb it. But I missed a Sleep Powder, so that's okay. So basically this game revolves around whenever I have a single free switch or decent switch opportunity, I just bring in Ambipom. Like, there's so little thought process in it. And Ambipom's like not a tanky Pokemon or a bulky Pokemon, but it can tank a hit. And my opponent also gets up rocks very early on. The fact that I am able to play this game at the strength that I do without having my own rocks up and without having a spinner to be able to clear their rocks is insane. So I switch my Ambipom back in. I know I have Beat Up to deal with it, and I want to bring it back in while I still have 6 Pokemon to be able to have Beat Up do maximum damage. So he goes ahead and taunts me. Taunts me does nothing, obviously, so I go ahead and go for the Beat Up, and I know that he's probably going to switch into his Golem here, which he does, but I still click Beat Up because it's going to do the most damage. So here we go. Beat Up does 34%. I've chipped my hard counter. This Pokemon is meant to hard counter me, and now I can literally go ahead and finish it up with Beat Off. That is insane. The fact that I can 3-hit KO this decently, one of the few Pokemon that's meant to counter Ambipom, it's insane. No Pokemon is safe with Ambipom around. So he brings his own Ambipom in, I assume to fake out me. So I go ahead and switch to my Weezing. I'm just checking the GTL here. I checked the GTL out of habit, but dude, this game. So he U-turns, which is understandable. So now I know that he's going to end up U-turning out of the Ambipom matchup, which is pretty surprising to me. I actually think it's better to just go for a fake out, or maybe he doesn't have fake out on his Ambipom. I haven't seen him use fake out at this point, so I would assume he has it. It seems like the most powerful move. Ambipom's fake out damage seems to hit basically every Pokemon in NU except for hard walls like Golem or Steelix that resist it for 50% of their HP. It is insane. Seeing an Ambipom lead versus a Blaziken, seeing him fake out the Blaziken, do 50% damage, and then be able to just switch out. You can't U-turn there to switch out, but you end up switching out. So here I get up into a bit of a sticky situation. I'm worried about this Houndoom having Sunny Day plus Solar Beam to deal with my Quag, but I don't care too much about my Quag this game. I like having my Quag to be able to answer their Blaziken, and it can kind of be an answer to Frostlass, but not so much to Ambipom because Ambipom could have Seed Bomb and such as well. Here we go. Switches into Lilligant, which is obviously the grass type Pokemon. I know that he might do that. I'm used to throwing up EQs against grass type Pokemon on my Quagsire, and I know it does decent damage. A really good example is EQing into Venusaur. Usually does around 50% because it's takes neutral damage, which is super solid, and part of the reason why I train my Quagsire 252 HP and 252 attack instead of defensively. But anyways, this isn't a video about Quagsire. This is a video about Ambipom. So now I go into Blaziken, which I know is going to take very little damage from whatever Lilligant throws at it. I'm not quite sure what the hidden power is. Maybe it shouldn't need hidden power grass. It should just Giga Drain. I don't know what that was. Anyways, we go ahead and look at Blaziken. So Blaziken's really free to U-turn here, and I think that's what I do. Actually, I think, yeah, I decided to actually go Flare Blitz. So the reason I go Flare Blitz here is because we're both pretty aggressive teams, although I have more pivots. We're playing Hyper Aggro versus Hyper Aggro for the most part, except I have like some pivots. I'm a little more balancy, but I have to outspeed him because he has rocks up on me, and I don't have rocks up on him, and I don't have a rapid spinner or a defogger to clear his rock, so I know I have to play this game pretty aggressive. So I go for the Flare Blitz. He switches here, which this is a really great switch, and I definitely should have thought about this a little more. And I thought about it, but at the same time, I wasn't too stressed about it because watch what I do here. So I actually planned this. I know that he's going for substitute here because I always switch here every time some Choice Scarf locked into Flare Blitz. So he knows I have to switch. So he knows he can go for a free substitute. But this is where it gets silly, dude. And this is just the stupid power Ambipom. So now I get to click double slap, and you can see me kind of highlight it here for the recording. I click double slap, break through Houndoom sub, and then defeat him in 3 slaps. That is insane. I can't, like, the sheer damage from this Pokemon, the speed and damage from this Pokemon without needing it to be locked into a moveset, such as, well, like, it doesn't need Choice Band, it doesn't need Choice Scarf like a lot of the other Pokemon in NU would need to have this kind of speed and this kind of damage. I assume his Blaziken is Choice Scarf, so I know I have to switch here, which is a huge thing. Really, really important decision. That is like the main thing is that Choice Scarf Blaziken, it kind of counters. It kind of counters Ambipom, but not really, because you get to fake out it for 50% of its HP. Like if it's a lead versus lead, like you have to be able to safely switch your Blaziken into the second turn after Ambipom's already been out. So you're only really switching in Blaziken to deal with Ambipom or threaten Ambipom after he's already killed one of your Pokemon. Dude, it's so crazy. So here he goes into Lilligant, and I don't want to. I know that he's probably going to Quiver Dance and set up, because the Giga Drain's the expected play. So I actually take this opportunity to go ahead and set up a rest, and heal my Quagsire to full HP, and then now I can switch out here, and usually to kind of sacrifice another Pokemon. I think I end up sacrificing my Blaziken here, which was actually the wrong play. This was actually a huge misplay. So yeah, I go Blaziken here, thinking I could like maybe survive. I could definitely survive a Giga Drain, or maybe maybe not post Quiver Dance, and I actually don't. I knew it was close, and I kind of tested the waters too much. So it does Drift the Giga Drain. It does finish me off. The better play here would have just been to go into Venusaur. My Venusaur is actually pretty like made to counter other grass type Pokemon. Yeah, you see me go into it now. Like my Venusaur literally has Light Screen plus Sludge Bomb, which is kind of used to counter like other Venusaurs or like this Lilligant. It would have been super cool against. So I definitely now I go Venusaur, but I definitely probably should have. Or now I go Ambipom, but I definitely should have just gone Venusaur prior. But at the same time, I was like, who cares? Now I get a free switch into Ambipom. So now I can just go into Ambipom and fake out whatever he brings in. He does go into Frostlass, but I still end up outspeeding Frostlass, so I can follow up that fake out with a beat up or U-turn or whatever I want it to be. Like if I want to here, I could just U-turn and get my Ambipom back out of the battle. But I want my Ambipom in. Ambipom is such a strong Pokemon. It might have been better to U-turn there. Maybe look for a switch back in. It's also really, really nice having Ambipom plus Blaziken around to U-turn back into each other. So here, my opponent goes for the U-turn. And as soon as I see him do this and live, I know he's messed up. Because now whatever Pokemon he brings in, as long as my double slap hits, which is an 85% accuracy move, it's dead. 1,000% it's dead. So I do double slap. It does only hit twice, which is super unfortunate. But now I can basically just click it again or click whatever, and it should be able to kill. I think that's what I do. We'll see. I'm going to actually switch out. I guess it's safer to switch. I think I actually switch into Quagsire. I guess that's the safer play. What do I do? The riskier plays look like double. Actually, no. No. Yeah, no, this is just the only play. Excuse me. Because the Blaziken is scarfed. So, okay. Unfortunately, my double slap only hits twice. If it were to hit, what do I need it to hit there? I guess if it hits 6 times, I think if it hits 6 times, I kill. But if not, I don't. So I do come into Quagsire. Double Slap is pretty memey. It was really, really good this game into Houndoom. This is literally the first Ambipom game I've ever played. I really wanted to test Double Slap. I know most people run Return, and Return probably is the better move, but Double Slap was just so funny, and it was so good this game, being able to break through sub. I wouldn't have changed. It was fantastic, but at the same time, Return is probably the better move. So here he comes into Blaziken. Quagsire pretty much hard counters Blaziken, except there actually are some Life Orb, Hidden Power Grass variants, which are pretty hilarious. But yeah, dude, so much of this game. So my opponent actually played this really, really well, like this sort of U-turn games. So this becomes a huge mind game. So this is actually one of the most interesting parts of the match. So Quagsire hard counters Blaziken, but he can switch back and forth between Blaziken and Lilligant. So here goes with Giga Drain. So here, I know that he's most likely going to switch back into Blaziken, or he could go back into Ambipom, I guess. So I think here I throw up a, I forget what, I think I throw up either a Sludge Bomb or a Light Screen. I think I go Sludge Bomb because I just want to be on the aggressive and I want to pressure whatever he brings in. So he does bring in the Ambipom. I throw up the Sludge Bomb, end up doing 78% damage. Super happy I went with that play. I also end up poisoning the Ambipom, which is super huge. And then I think from here, I end up eventually going into my Shuckle a bit, I think. I don't remember if Shuckle came out this game much at all. I didn't pivot into my tanks honestly that much this game, but I think that's actually what probably won me the game. I think by maintaining my momentum, that was huge. So I end up dying here to his double hit, which is super okay. He dies to poison at the end of this turn, which is super, super huge. And now this late game is actually really interesting. So this late game becomes a huge, this is where the mental war begins. And my opponent played it, like, he played it the best he could, and my opponent played this game quite well. I feel like there was obviously a couple mistakes my opponent made, but he had huge signs of being a really good player. So now I get to fake out this thing for 49% HP. That's insane. The fact that I can high priority fake out a Pokemon, a very, very popular like opposing lead Pokemon, and just do 50% of its HP is so insane. Like I don't know, I can't get that across more. And now I know that Ambipom actually does live Stealth Rocks. I think I double check here. I think it does live Stealth Rocks to this HP. So I go ahead and switch out and just kind of switch into a pivot. And I want to be able to get back into to Ambipom, but I'm a little worried here. So I'm worried here about Lilligant being able to Giga Drain and heal up a ton of HP. So I think I end up switching here. No, I end up Sludge Bomb. Okay, yeah, okay. This is why my line of play changes. So staying in here on Weezing and just throwing up Sludge Bombs or Flamethrowers is obviously super, super good. Both super effective against Lilligant. But obviously he puts it to sleep. I think here I end up switching to, yeah, so here I go for the Ambipom play. And I think he goes for a Giga Drain here. This Ambipom play is totally fine. I live the rocks. And then if he were to go for he does go for the Quiver Dance. Okay, I forgot about this. So this is huge. So the fact that he goes for Quiver Dance here means that now I can fake out him. Yep. And do 49%. Do 50% damage. Like, it's, dude, Ambipom is literally going to do 50% damage to almost every single Pokemon in the NU meta. It's insane. And now that I know I can't come back in again and live rocks, and I don't want it to gain HP off of Giga Drain, I just go ahead and sacrifice my Ambipom. It's done so much work this game. That Ambipom was an absolute monster. This entire game revolved around switching that Ambipom back in whenever I possibly could, and just getting off more aggression, more tempo, and more pressure and damage. It was so insane. It's so insane. Excuse me. Whew. Dude, playing this game was just so insane. Like, it's my first time ever piloting an Ambipom. Like, I am not familiar with the Pokemon enough. I'm not skilled at piloting the Pokemon. It was just pure, unadulterated power and pure, like, brain dead power. The issue with Ambipom is that it feels so easy to pilot. Is a huge thing. Like, fake out is always really easy to pilot, at least in singles. In doubles play, fake out becomes a lot more complicated to pilot, which is super fair. So here, Lilligant being Life Orb super hurts at this game as well. I think Lilligant actually being Miracle Seed would have been better. I really end up preferring Miracle Seed in my opinion over Life Orb Grass type Pokemon with Giga Drain. I feel like it just always ends up like I always end up preferring the Miracle Seed. Like, losing the HP off Life Orb ends up always really, really mattering in those like little like points like that. So Lilligant goes down to the Shuckles. I almost said Stunfisk because it's named Stunfist. To my Shuckles Toxic, which is super beautiful. Super calculated. Blaziken comes in. I throw up the Toxic just in case, because I know there's no reason for me to protect there. So he actually doesn't quite KO the Shuckle, which is huge. My big boy, my main man Shuckle, coming through as always. My favorite Pokemon of all time. And now he takes poison damage. I'm free to go ahead and go for the Protect and finish him off. And this should be GG's right here. But yeah, there goes for the forfeit. So this game was just, it was my first game ever piloting Ambipom, and I couldn't believe the power that it brought to the table just by switching it in whenever I possibly could and clicking a move, and it not having to be locked into a move, it not having to use choice band or choice scarf to make up for its speed and power is like so important. It being able to throw up a fake out and then go into a U-turn, or throw up a fake out into a beat up or into a double, it's so powerful. It's a very, very powerful Pokemon. I was so wrong about Ambipom. This thing is a monster. This thing is a beast. I really, really could see this going back up to UU, or I would heavily prefer that. In usage, it's not quite there, and like percentage, I'm pretty sure, but it's so brain dead. That's the main thing with Ambipom. It can be countered, like there's only one hard counter to Ambipom in my opinion, which is like Steelix. And Ambipom can run low kick, which might be able to do some solid damage to Steelix. I'm not quite sure how much. I'm a little scared to check it. I would guess it's probably like 40% damage to, maybe like 30 to 40% damage to Steelix. But that's like totally off the top of my head. I would love to see some actual calculations and see how much damage it realistically does to Steelix. I would say 30 to 40%. But yeah, Ambipom's insane. You need to have like a Rocky Helmet Steelix to deal with it. That seems to be like one of the best answers. Very, very powerful Pokemon. I was totally wrong about it. Ambipom is busted. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed this post commentary. I think doing post commentaries to be a really fun style that I would love to do in the future. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button to let me know, and subscribe for more PokeMMO content. Check out all the playlist links below, and consider becoming a YouTube member to me for $5 a month if you want to go above and beyond and support me. It means a ton. So thank you all so much for watching. Have a great day. I'll see you guys later.